Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I recreated the look I was wearing in my review of the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. Really enjoyed this look. I loved wearing it all day, and this lipstick though, to die for. So if you'd like to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching. Lips are super duper dry, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my MAC Prep and Prime Lip Primer. That way, when I go with my liquid lipstick later, this will already be done. My eyes are already primed. I use MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, so I'm going to go ahead with my first shade on a MAC 242. I'm going to use Artemis right here, and I'm going to pop this right underneath the brow arch, going about to here and to the end, and then buffing it downward. On a Sephora Pro Tapered Crease, I'm going to grab Beaches and Cream right here. This is a matte shade. I'm going to use this as a transition. So I'm just going to be buffing this back and forth and then in circular motions to blend it out. It doesn't show up a lot on my skin tone, so you really, if you're light like me, you're not going to make a mistake with this. And if you're darker, I would suggest just going straight into Sora instead of using Beaches and Cream. On a MAC 217, I'm going to grab Sora in the middle right here. Again, another matte shade. And I'm going to go straight into the crease, and then I'm going to blend it upward. I use this brush and kind of push it upward because it's a little stiffer, so you can't go in circular motions as easy with this brush. It is possible, but I find just going like this back and forth and then trying little circles and just pressing the brush upward makes it easier on me. And then I'll just go back in with the original brush I used with Beaches and Cream and soften the edges. I'm going to use like 20 different brushes in this video. Sorry. I'm going to use a MAC 221, and I'm going to grab Mars just on the tip of this brush, tapping off the extra because I do feel like it's a little bit more powdery, and I'm going to go directly into the crease. It's kind of like we're making layers, like transition, mid-crease, transition, and then crease. I bet you never heard anyone describe it like that, the crease. I'm just going to go back and forth with windshield wiper motions first to make sure that the majority of the product is dispersed right into the crease, and then small circular motions to buff it upward. But I don't want to cover up Sora, so make sure that that's still visible. I'm going back and forth with this shade to make sure the intensity is the same on both sides. I'm going to go back in with a tiny bit of Sora back on that 217 and just go right around the edges of this to add in a little bit of Sora again and blend out the edges of this just a little bit better. Back in with my 217 and the first shade Artemis, and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner and the bottom part of the lash line right here, and then I'm going to drag it up right at this first part of the inner corner, the top of the lid. I love how bright this shade is. It's really pretty. Same brush, I'm going to grab Luna. Be very careful with this one. It is a softer formula, and start by patting it on the lid. So I'm going to go right in the center and work it around, and then barely tap over Artemis to blend those two together. And then I'm going to grab some more and pack some more on the outer edge. Just take your time with this and pack instead of swiping so that you don't get that fallout. And you'll get more pigmentation from the product. I wore this shadow the whole day after the last video I did, and I don't remember having any troubles with the foiled shadow, like creasing or anything, but I'm going to make sure to make special attention of it, and if I do have any creasing from the foiled shadow, I'm going to let you guys know in the description box below, because I've heard kind of back and forth that happens. I don't have oily eyelids, but I do have like moisturizers and creams underneath of my primer. So I'm going to make sure to pay special attention to that, and I will let you guys know down below if it does cause any problems. No extra product on my brush, but the brush I used, the 221 with Mars, I'm just going to go right back and forth into the crease to make sure that those shades are blended and not a harsh line. Now, because I cannot successfully do liner on camera, I'm going to go do that off camera, and I'll probably go ahead and do my lashes and stuff at the top, and then I will be back to show you guys what I'm going to do with the lower lash line. So the lashes that I put on are the Salon Perfect Demi Wispies, and now I'm going to finish my lower lash line. For that, I'm going to use my NARS pencil brush, and I'm going to grab Sora one more time, and I'm just going to pop this right underneath my lashes. I'm stopping right here, right before my inner corner highlight, and then just slightly blending over it by tapping and going all the way back up to the wing. So then, just to finish it off, I'm going to use my mascara. I'm using MAC's Extended Play in Gigablack. This is my favorite mascara, especially for the lower lash line. Now, I'm pretty sure in the video I actually had on the Kat Von D blush in Samson and Delilah, but seeing as they pulled these, I'm going to give another option. So I'm going to use MAC's Cantaloupe, and I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks. I'm going to use a MAC 129 and just put this on my cheekbones. I've been changing up how I'm doing my makeup a lot here recently, like just everything. I feel like I need to do a whole new tutorial on my foundation routine and whatnot, but I'm just going to put this on the cheeks and not drag it back all the way. And I have on Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light as my bronzer. So let me know if you guys want to see an updated foundation routine thing. Now for my contour, I'm going to use MAC Sculpt and this Real Techniques contour brush. I've been using this thing like crazy lately. I don't know why, but it just works so well for me that I'm just like, meh, well, let's go ahead and just do this. But I love this brush, and it's so cheap and easy to use. I feel like it's the perfect size. So yeah, I've been grabbing for it a lot lately. Now, I've started a really bad habit, and it's bad just because it's an extra thing in my routine and it makes me mad, but I like it, so I'm going to do it. And you can use the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder if you want to. I'm going to use the MAC Set Powder. You can get this online. The Laura Mercier one, I thought just clogged my pores, and no, I used it to do the cleaning up baking thing underneath here, and I had little dots all over my face. So something in that my skin doesn't like. So I'm taking a little sponge and dipping it into my powder and going right underneath my contour all the way to the corner of my mouth. And I'm just gonna let that sit. I find that I like how bright it is right underneath it, so that's why I like it. I don't leave that sharp line though. That's just not me. I don't like a sharp line, but if you do, then leave it. I do not do my under eyes like that because I feel that it makes my eyes look way too dry and like crepey, so I don't do that there. I just do it here, and while I'm waiting for that to just kind of sit on my face, I'm going to apply my lipstick. I'm going to use Jeffree Stars Androgyny. I'm so happy that I got this. I really am. I love it. Don't worry if you haven't gotten your hands on it yet and you've been wanting it, because it is permanent, thank goodness, so you will eventually be able to grab it. So I'm just going to apply this, and remember I already have my lip primer on. I'm just going to pop this guy on. The only thing is, this stuff stinks. Like, it smells pretty bad. Anywho, that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys want to see any more tutorials using this palette. I know there's a million of them out there, so if you guys are sick of it, let me know and I will stop. And also, if you're not subscribed, please do so. I would appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!